What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host Josh, and we are here to take a look at the 5 takeaways I took from the match we just watched between Canada and Mexico in a game where, we took a point from the Azteca. I'm excited about it. I did predict 1-1, just saying, but if you guys are excited to take a look at my 5 takeaways, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let's get into it now. Alright guys, so a lot to talk about. The Canadian men's national team just went to Mexico, just played a match in the Azteca, and guess what? They drew 1-1, and I am just honestly overthrown with emotions right now because, one, the big stat that was going on is it's been 40 years since Canada has scored at the Azteca, so, we broke that. I don't know if we've ever taken a point from there before. I assume not. And we battled and were arguably the better team with them. And there's a lot to take away from this match. And I know I'm not going to touch on everything. So if I don't touch on one of the takeaways, guys, put it in the comments and let's discuss this thing. But let's get into my very first takeaway. My first takeaway is John Herdman. And I got to talk about him because this man is everything you want in a national team coach. He is. He has cojones. And I know it's weird to say, but he doesn't care. He goes into every single match with the assumption that he can win it. And we saw it throughout the match, how he changed shape towards the end of the game, going into that 4-3-3, throwing players on towards the game that honestly goes towards the offense rather than the defense. He put on Brim towards the end of the game, which is a striker. Yes, I know Brim doesn't scream the opportunity to potentially win the game, but he went proactive. He went for the jugular. He wanted to win this game. And I think it's ballsy to go to to Mexico, to the Azteca, and battle head-to-head with Mexico, and then towards the end of the game, instead of holding on to that point that you've worked so hard for, to show that you're here to take all 3. And it's a mentality. He's got this group playing incredible. He's got this group believing that they belong with the best of CONCACAF, and they deserve to qualify for the World Cup. So from that standpoint, John Herdman deserves such credit for this game. He got his tactics spot on, and he arguably got unlucky not to walk away with a win, in my opinion. My second takeaway is going to be the mentality. Building off of what I just said about Herdman, this team battles. And we've seen it through World Cup qualifying. We've seen it through Gold Cup. We've seen it times and time again when Mexico took a lead twice now against Canada. And yes, they won the semifinal in the Gold Cup. But Canada comes back. They don't get knocked down. They don't get discouraged. They find a way to pick themselves up and get the goal. And you're telling me this Canadian men's national team goes to Mexico. They go down 1-0. They know it's a tough atmosphere, but they still battled back. They believed, and they outplayed Mexico immediately after that goal, and were the better team and created so many different chances. I was very, very impressed with the mentality of these guys that believe, and now they've gone to the US and they've gone to Mexico and they've taken 2 points, which is just incredible. You win your home games, you steal points from the road. That's how you qualify, and they are showing exactly what it's made of. My third takeaway is we're going to take a look at Alfonso Davies, who once again was a menace. He's just so important, and I feel like I've always put him in a takeaway, but he is a world-class talent, and we know that. And there's a couple times today where a ball could have went a little bit differently. I think that could have potentially sent a player free, or he decided to take a player on, but this is what he does, and this is what he's excellent at, and he just was a menace throughout the entirety of the match. And I think just he's going to be so important. He played all 90, and he's going to probably gets close to playing all 3 matches in 90 in all 3 because he's just that good, and he's taking on players 1v1. He's having fun. His speed is just incredible, and I just was overall really, really impressed with his performance. Moving on to my fourth takeaway, it's going to be a mixture of Tajon Buchanan, but also a little bit of depth in there, because we're going to talk about Buchanan because I thought he had a little rough start to the match, but he built into it. He had that wonderful, wonderful ball that almost found Davies at the back of the net. We created a bunch of different chances. He was fun. He showed his pace, and him and Davies on the wings just is a nightmare for honestly any team. And especially looking at this Mexico team, when I was talking in my preview with Owen, we really highlighted the fullbacks on Mexico and the wing play from Canada, and the speed of Davies and Buchanan. It was just a nightmare. And if Buchanan can find top form, he's going to be successful. But he did pick up a yellow card, which means that he's going to be out. But looking at the depth on this bench, Miller could come in and do a role, which is going to be really incredible seeing. You have Henry who can pop in, Adekubi who can pop in. There's a lot of different players who can come in this team and make a difference. So Buchanan had a great game. Sucks he picked up that yellow and will not be available for Jamaica, but we're going to have some depth, and it's going to be hopefully a good little opportunity for Liam Miller. And moving on, guys, to my fifth and final takeaway, and I wanted to leave this one from last. There were no real negative takeaways. I guess besides maybe, missing Buchanan and Richie Laryea as well, but we have Adekubi and Miller. But for the last point I had to do, it's a great one. It's, in my opinion, my man of the match, and it was Steven Vittoria. This man put in a Warriors performance. I thought he was the best player in the park by a mile. I thought he was just a leader at the back. I thought that he played in the back four. He played in the back three. He won just about every aerial duel you're going to find. He did amazing cutting out crosses. He was a threat. He almost scored a goal. I talk about the set piece that Eustachio always does by pinging it deep to find Vittoria, but he's just an animal in the air. You can't get the ball from him, and he put in such a complete performance tonight, and I'm just genuinely so proud of that, and it just was incredible watching him. He's probably going to be rested against Jamaica, I assume, picking up that yellow and also just putting in that type of performance against Mexico. He looked spent, but I don't think I've ever seen Steven Vittoria in a Canadian men's national team jersey play a better game than that one. So I'm curious to see what you guys think of that, but those are my 5 takeaways, guys, in what was a magical night and a special night for Canadian football. This is another huge statement. We've been continually doing it, and we're now on 6 points, sitting in 3rd place with 2 big opportunities against Jamaica and Panama. So let me know, guys, what you thought about my 5 takeaways. If you have anything you guys want to add, please be sure to put it in the comments. And if you guys would like to one last time, be sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and hopefully you guys sit back, relax, celebrate this Canada win, and we'll see you guys soon. Take care, friends.